Kate Milafalcha. Welcome to Irish Granny Helen. Welcome to all my new viewers. I'm very excited to have you here. So thank you for subscribing. And of course, welcome to my loyal returning viewers who have stuck with me for a very long time now. And I have an interesting little story for everybody today. What have I got on my eye? Oh, it's late at night and the shadows are weird in here. Thursday is the anniversary of an odd event, and it cracked me up to read about it. I didn't really know about it. I decided I would cover it because I'm always looking for things that are a little bit lighthearted. And I'm putting a small video in the membership, 99 cents, with card readings so that, a little privacy here. So let's talk about this wonderful topic. Killer clown panic. So in 2013, odd-looking, incongruous-looking clowns were popping up all over social media, and they were seen in public, and people would put them on social media. They film them, with their camera. And this spread so that by August of 2016, there was a wave of evil clown sightings in unexpected places, standing at the side of the road in the dark, waving at people, hiding in the woods and peeking out, at schools, which I think is interesting. This was happening in the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, New Zealand, the UK, and then to other places. The first one that's known was at Green Bay, Wisconsin, and it was believed that it was a marketing stunt for a horror film, but that's not entirely certain. It spread all around the US, so by October, it was in almost all states, 9 provinces of Canada, and 18 other countries. So let's dig a little into more of what happened starting in 2013. In Northampton, England, in September and October, 3 local filmmakers were making a movie. And it was kind of like Pennywise, the clown from It. Not one of my favorite Stephen King books. And they put it on their Facebook page, and they used these random clown appearances to get attention on Facebook. But this was a contained, controlled situation. March of 2014, so a few months later, in Perugia, in Italy, there were pranks made. An evil clown, this guy named Don Pranks, made an evil clown to scare people. And it worked because he got hundreds of millions of views. Then another clown popped up in California in October of 2014 called the Wasco Clown. It was in Wasco, California. There was a documentary made in 2014 called Killer Legends, Why Are Clowns Scary? Well, I'm going to tell you why. This documentary covered clown panics in Chicago, began in 1991 and went on until 2008. At first, they were linked to John Wayne Gacy, that scary guy. I can't imagine inviting him to your child's birthday party. And then stranger danger. Now, I'm too old for that. I didn't ever, I don't know anything about that. I do know we were always told don't talk to strangers. So but that's what that is, I guess. And then there was this motto that went with some of these appearances on social media. Clowns can get away with murder. And then you had a clown appearing on Staten Island. So 1991, John Wayne Gacy wannabes. And 2008, Chicago, during that time period, off and on, a clown would appear. Then March 2013, March 2014 in Italy. Now it's spreading all over the place. Then of course, there was one on Staten Island. In July 2015, a cemetery in Chicago, a clown appeared. And it was filmed climbing the gate of Roswell Cemetery late at night, and it waved at the people taking the video, and then it ran into the woods and disappeared. The police investigated and made no arrests. Then in August of 2016, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and this is from the New York Times, there were sightings in Greenville County, South Carolina, and a rumor that the clowns tried to take kids to lure them into the woods or offer them money or whatever. In Winston-Salem, North Carolina, they were offering treats to children, these clowns that were spotted, and fled when the cops arrived. August 1st, 2016, photos of creepy clowns were roaming a vacant lot under a bridge in downtown Green Bay at night. Facebook, there was a whole page about it. It called these clowns gags. Like jokes. On the news, they tried to relate it to this horror movie marketing stunt. They made short films called gags, and then in 2018 they made a longer film about these clowns, and then it went direct to video on demand platform in 2019. Afterwards, in Wisconsin in 2016, other incidents happened, and by the late part of 2016, as we said, Canada, UK, Australia, and actually people in Australia had the appropriate reaction. They were horrified. In the United States, 12 arrests were made, and there was one death associated with these clowns. In Reading, Pennsylvania, there was a fatal stabbing of a young boy, like a teenage boy. Apparently, he was prowling with the clown mask, prowling somebody's house. The World Clown Association, who knew that was a thing? The World Clown Association came out and made a public statement against clowns who dress to scare people. This affected circus attendants. McDonald's made Ronald McDonald assume a lower profile. In 2016, in a public discussion, it was said that this was a bad time to be a professional clown. In Glasgow, in Scotland, there was a significant increase in clown suits that were sold at costume stores. And because of all of this, in Florida, people started, and this is, of course, in Florida, people armed themselves to go trick-or-treating. And in New Zealand, the shops removed clown costumes so that that couldn't happen. A school district, several school districts in California, New Jersey, and Ohio banned being a clown for Halloween. I'm sorry, I'm trying to take this seriously. Target pulled all its clown masks off its website, so did Canadian Tire. The village of Memramcook, New Brunswick, asked the residents, please don't be a clown for Halloween. On the 25th of October of 2016, there was a rumor that there were going to be clown purges on the eve of Halloween. Halloween Eve, which is like All Hallows Eve's Eve. I'm just saying. So on Halloween, October 31st, 2016 in Florida, 20 people in clown masks attacked a Florida family to terrify and harass them, I guess, while they were out trick-or-treating. No details were these people. They knew what was going on, but there were no arrests. So the police were called. At Pennsylvania State University and Michigan State University, mobs of students went on clown searches. That's pretty scary. In 2016, evil clowns were sighted in Alabama, and 9 people were seen engaging in clown-related activity. So what's this all about, the movie about Pennywise? And Stephen King said, he made a formal statement. He said, be less hysterical and don't take my work seriously. The New Line Cinema denied that this was a marketing ploy for the movie about Pennywise. But since 1990, there has been a formal description, I wouldn't say diagnosis, I would say description of a fear of clowns. It's coulrophobia, and it can be extreme. In its worst manifestation, it can lead to really severe panic attacks. People think they're having a heart attack. It comes from the Greek coulro, which means stilt walker. They had circus type things in ancient Greece. What's going on here? Why are people freaking out like this? Well, it's interesting. They say it's psychologically, it's because of the distortion of the facial features. We ordinarily look at people's faces and we assess that person. Can we trust them? Do we like them? Are they kind? Are they a threat? When their face is distorted with a clown mask or clown makeup, we can no longer assess the true facial expressions. And then there's clown behavior, which usually transgresses behavioral boundaries. They act foolish, they jump around, they do stupid things. And the combination of the appearance that's distorted and the behavior that's not conventional, it creates a subconscious fear in people. It's a little bit of a survival reaction. And they say, which I find very interesting, that women are more at risk of developing coulrophobia. I would guess, just off the top of my head, women are better at reading faces and reading subtleties in facial expression. Therefore, they would be more disturbed by an interruption in that ability. So it's not in the DSM, the Diagnostic Manual. I don't know why. I don't know if it should be. I don't know. How bad is it? I know I don't like clowns. Not that matters to anybody else, but I don't know. I think they're kind of weird. They do treat the phobia with exposure therapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, trying to get you to perceive and then respond differently, change your patterns of reaction. The whole panic thing, you see it one place, then you see it two more places. The next thing you know, they're seeing them under every rock. It's a bit of a contagion. It's called contagion spread. And it's when maybe it's like the Salem witch thing, when the girls were freaking out and thinking everybody was possessed. There's some sort of mass hysteria that happens. Then there's the other factor. Remember, I mentioned that the universities where mobs were forming to go hunt clowns. I found that particularly disturbing because of a fact that is well known in psychiatric circles and behavioral circles. Young people, especially men, while on an individual basis are perfectly calm and ordinary and would never do anything untoward, in a crowd of other men will engage in behaviors they would never dream of engaging in, including violence and criminal behavior. That there's something about the permission of the crowd, and it can be caught like a contagion. This is how you end up with lynch mobs. It's how you end up with when a demonstration turns into burning buildings and running amok. That's what running amok means. So that is just my little contribution to today, something to think about. I'll end it with just a little personal note. I don't like clowns. I think they're creepy. The first clown I saw, I remember vividly. I was about 3 years old. I was in a grocery store. Somebody pointed to the clown and said, "Oh, look, a clown." And I thought I was going to die on the spot. And FYI, because of course, my mother-in-law loved clowns and had clown portraits oil paintings, some of them paint by number, hanging all over her house. Slung foil, sludge it.